Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be starting all of our tomato seeds. So I've got quite the variety here guys. I've got 6 different varieties of tomatoes we're going to be growing this year. So very excited. I've grown 2 out of the 6. So definitely expanding my tomatoes this year. So we're going to be starting off with San Marzanos. I may butcher that name, but this is going to be a really nice cooking tomato. A lot of people will make this in Italian dishes and whatnot. I'm going to be trying to make salsa, hopefully, with these. Alright guys, so I've got my seed starting cells right here. Gonna go ahead and open one of these packets. So I've already made little holes in each cell where the seeds are gonna be getting dropped. So I'm gonna start with these guys. Pretty much all tomato seeds are very small, not too big at all. A lot of people are gonna measure the depth they plant at. I'm not gonna do any of that. I just make a little hole and throw some in. I'm gonna try and do 2 in each hole just for the better germination rate, to make sure I get good germination. So like I said, with these tomatoes right here, San Marzanos, I'm gonna be trying to make salsa. Never made salsa or anything like that, so I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. Maybe a complete fail, might not. So we'll definitely find out. But definitely really excited about these. Also, all the tomatoes I'm growing this year, guys, if you guys didn't know, there's 2 different types of tomatoes. There's indeterminate and determinate. All of the tomatoes I'm growing are indeterminate. So they're all vining tomatoes, which I prefer to grow, to be honest. I just like seeing how tall I can get all of my tomatoes, because tomatoes can get very, very tall if you're growing indeterminate. Last year I think I got my tomatoes to about 9.5 feet tall, I think is what I measured them at. So I definitely am gonna try and go for that again, and we'll see what happens. So I've got all those in. I'm gonna grab my plant labels here just so I know where I'm planting everything. Maybe if I can get one out. Alright, so when I'm marking these on these plant labels, guys, I pretty much just do an abbreviation of the name. So how these are San Marzanos, I'm just gonna write SM on this label. I just like to keep it nice and simple, guys, just like that, SM. And I'm just gonna throw that right down in one of these. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cover up all of my holes. Cover up all of my seeds. And that's good for our first variety. Alright guys, so our next variety is going to be these Honey Delight hybrids. So they're like a bright yellow cherry tomato. Have a little bit of a honey hint to them. So pretty excited about these. I've never grown these before. So definitely excited to see how these turn out and see how they taste. So I really like starting seeds, guys. I think it's really relaxing. I don't know if that's just me, but I really enjoy it. And that's all for our Honey Delights. Let's go ahead and move in to our next tomato. Alright guys, so our next tomato is going to be Mr. Stripey is its name. So I've never grown these, so this is the only one that's really not a cherry tomato. I guess San Marzano is not really a cherry tomato either. But these are going to be more of your typical just round tomato, bigger tomato. I've never tasted these, never tried these. I've known a couple people that have grown this variety and said they really like the flavor of these, so I'm gonna give it a shot and see what it comes out to. I typically try not to bury my tomatoes too deep, just because they don't need to be too deep. Tomatoes are really fast growers as well, guys, so I'm gonna be starting both these cells on a heat mat, so hopefully I can get germination in like 5 to 7 days compared to like 2 weeks normally is what it normally is. Our first tray is done, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and swap it out with our second tray right here next to it. And then we're gonna move on to our next tomato, guys. Alright guys, so our next tomato is going to be the black cherry. This is also another one I have not grown yet. So I know pretty much nothing about these. I just picked it up because it sounded cool, looked cool. And see, we'll see how it tastes when, you know, we get some tomatoes later this year. So I'm actually gonna not even put these in a hole because they're so small. I'm just gonna put them on the surface and push them down a little bit and cover them up. When I water these in too, I'll be very careful so they stay under the soil just a little bit at least. So I'm gonna grab me a label, and since their name is Black Cherry, I'm just gonna write BC. BC for Black Cherry. So that one is done, guys. Alright guys, our next tomato is going to be one I have already grown last year. It's going to be the Honeycomb Hybrid. These are very, very good tomatoes. Very good snacking tomatoes. You can just eat these right off the vine, guys. Just like that, guys, nice and simple. Honeycomb. Alright guys, so our last variety is the Sungold Hybrid tomato. This is also a very, very tasty cherry tomato, guys. I grew these last year as well as those honeycombs. These are probably my favorite tomatoes so far. Very, very good flavor. I mean, I was just picking them right off the vine and eating them. These and the honeycombs I both grew last year, and these are the plants I got to about just about 9.5 feet tall. So I was really ecstatic about that. So I'm really excited to see how tall I can get these guys this year. So when I go to plant these, I'll probably be doing a method called the Florida weave, which obviously I'm not able to show you what that looks like right now. So I'll basically be planting them between T-posts, and I'll be using yarn to support the plants. Just like that, guys, Sungold. And that's gonna be it for our tomatoes, guys. Alright guys, I'm getting our setup ready for our tomatoes. So first things first is our heat mat I'm gonna be using to help pretty much just speed up the germination of our tomatoes. So I'm hopefully gonna germinate these guys in like 5 to 7 days compared to like the week and a half, the 2 weeks it would normally take. Tomatoes grow pretty fast, so this really is not needed for tomatoes, but I'm just gonna speed it up even faster with this heat mat. So I've got this ready, got it plugged in, it's warmed up pretty good already. And then these tomatoes are going to be starting on our bottom shelf, so let me go grab our tomatoes real quick. Alright guys, so here's our first tray going down in here and onto our heat mat. Try and line it up perfect. And I've got our second tray right over here. And I actually need to rotate both of these so the blue is on the end. I totally forget about that every time. And then I need to get my chain off of there. Perfect. So I'm gonna slide these guys right in and adjust them just a little bit so they're kind of on the heat mat better. Pretty much right there should work. And these guys are gonna stay down here for quite a while, probably a good week or two until I can up pot them, maybe a little longer even, just depending on how fast I can get them to grow. And yeah, we have our, over here, our lavender and our rosemary guys. And then we come one shelf up, we have our sweet bell peppers on both of these trays, which I can lift the light up. These guys are doing really fantastic. And if we come up here, guys, we have our spicy peppers, so our habaneros, and our jalapenos over here on this side. So everything's growing fantastic in here. And then on our top shelf, we have more spicy peppers, our Thai chili peppers, and our lemon drop peppers. So very excited for all of our stuff. Finally have all of our shelves completely full, guys. So definitely doing great. Mocha did her best to help today. Mocha, you gonna sign us out on the channel? Say, what are you gonna say? She's coned up, guys. She just had her spay last Wednesday, so she gotta have her going on for another weekish. Good girl. But she loves to help out with the garden. She loves eating soil for some reason. Puppy veins. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed starting our tomato seeds, and I will keep you guys all updated on all of our plants, guys. We have a ton growing right now, and we have a ton we're going to be starting outside when the weather gets warmer, finally, here in about a month and a half to 2 months ish. We're going to be growing some corn, some watermelon, and a couple other things, zucchini I think, maybe one other thing, I don't remember. But stay tuned, guys. So it's gonna be an exciting growing season. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We have a ton of other videos out on the channel, guys. Make sure you go watch all of our other videos and stay in the loop with what we have going on out here on our homestead. I will see you guys very, very soon for our next video. Peace out.